Well, good afternoon. I'm Rob Krummen, CEO of Vektor Medical, and today I'm going to talk about why Vektor Medical is working so hard to transform healthcare. Why are we working so hard to revolutionize arrhythmia care? And the truth is, it's because the need is so great. Let's estimate there's 40 people in the room right now. Rough math, 4 of us, maybe 3 of you and myself. I went back for bacon this morning at the buffet. But 4 of us are going to die from an arrhythmia. 10 of us, of the 40, 10 of us will be diagnosed with a serious arrhythmia in our lifetimes. And of those 10, most of you will not go and get treatment. You will wait until you have a stroke. You will wait until you have dementia. At that point, a lot of the best care in this medicine area is going to be a little bit too late. For those of you who do get the standard of care, who do get cardiac ablation therapy, even that therapy today is good, but it's not good enough. We can do so much more for our patients, and we can do so much more for our doctors, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Vektor Medical's solution is called VMAP. It's the only FDA-cleared, clinically validated, non-invasive, AI-powered solution that locates arrhythmogenic substrates for arrhythmias. And it's also the only solution that relies solely on the patient's 12-lead ECG. Why is that so important? This is about democratizing healthcare. It's bringing access to the patients themselves, whether we capture it in your home, in the emergency department, your doctor's office, or during the ablation procedure yourself. We can map your arrhythmia and provide that information to your physician. One way to think about our technology that I've heard and I really like is we're a Google map for your heart. When you go to the airport at the end of the conference, you're going to hope that your Uber driver is using a navigation system. Not because you don't think your driver knows how to get to the airport, but because that's the fastest way of getting to the airport, and it makes sure you actually end up at the airport. So let's talk about why this matters. Well, this is based on the clinical studies we've done over the last few years. In terms of workflow efficiencies, we've been able to reduce procedure times by 23%. We're also able to increase procedure volume. This is critically important in an area of medicine where wait times can be weeks, if not months. And the sooner you get treatment, the better. Talking about treatment, we've been able to show in our clinical studies statistically significant improvements in ablation outcomes, for example, in atrial fibrillation and VT, improvements in procedural safety, reductions in fluoroscopy and anesthesia. We've sent more patients to ablation, and that should make sense. If you're able to show a patient a model of their heart and where the arrhythmia is located, you can demystify the process. You can do a printout of that patient. They can take it home to their spouse or their children and say, this is what I'm having done. Does this make sense? Those patients more often end up getting the ablation therapy they critically need. And we're also, through our billing codes, able to improve the revenue ratios through reimbursement to the hospitals. Let's talk again about what I began talking about at the beginning of the presentation. This is a global health challenge. Again, it's responsible for 10% of all deaths worldwide, and atrial fibrillation is the most commonly diagnosed arrhythmia. The challenge in the cardiac ablation therapy for AF is poor outcomes. The average single procedural efficacy at 25 months follow-up is 43%. This is an invasive procedure. They're going in, they're burning your heart. 43% efficiency is not good enough. What does this mean? Well, for a cost in the first single year after your failed ablation, it's $39,000 to the healthcare system. And each 1% we improve not needing a repeat ablation, we saved the healthcare system in 2017 $30 million in the US alone. So what is the standard of care? The standard of care is called PVI, pulmonary vein isolation. It is the shotgun approach. We hope the drivers of your atrial fibrillation are in the pulmonary veins. Those are the broccoli-looking things coming out at you, and we burn around those, whether through RF, through cryo, or through PFA. But if your target is not in your pulmonary veins, then we've done a procedure that did not help you. We're really proud of this study. It came out last year at the AF Symposium. This is our one-year outcome study. The standard of care there is shown this Myers-Kaplan's test. You can see down below the standard of care in red, 48% success rate at 1 year, and our outcomes, 86.5%. I'd go to a procedure for 86.5%. We've done more than 1,500 procedures in the United States. We don't just do atrial fibrillation. You can see our graph of our growing procedures over time. We're also adding PFA to our portfolio, and this is a major growth area. In the beginning of 2024, we'd not done a single combination case between VMAP and PFA. In March of 2025, 34% of our cases are PFA cases. Why am I talking about PFA? PFA is a game-changing opportunity. It's a new technology that allows additional efficacies and safety in an ablation procedure. But with other catheters, it doesn't tell you where to go. And pairing the opportunity of where to ablate plus a safer, more effective ablation technology unlocks real potential for better outcomes, better efficiencies, and higher safety. Delighted to announce recently that we closed our Series A round, $25 million with TVM Life Sciences and also Solus Bioventures, two experienced EP venture capital firms, and we're delighted to have them as part of our team. This truly helps us be ready for significant growth. And this is what we'll be doing over the next year. This is our three-part strategy. We're working towards CE Mark, which we hope in the next quarter. We'll be doing a limited market release in several countries, focused on helping the patients in Europe. I have good information that our friends in Europe also have a heart and also have arrhythmias, and we'll be delighted to help them with those. We're also excited to announce, and we'll be talking more about this at HRS 2025, an international, multi-center, randomized clinical study showing our AF outcomes as compared to the standard of care. And finally, we're working this year on integrating into the healthcare pathway, working with all the other ecosystem within electrophysiology, the other systems, creating two-way communications between our technology and the other technologies within the electrophysiology lab. That's why we're working so hard at Vektor Medical. Again, the name is Rob Krummen. I'm the CEO, and I'd be delighted to talk to you about how we can make outcomes in ablation therapy so much better. Thank you so much.